Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
I'm Dan Mars. This is Ashley Bowerman, and we also have Corey Kowitz with us. And thanks for joining us for this 13 plus newscast. And let's get right into weather, Corey.
Yeah, gosh, I've had a lot on my plate, let's just say the least, over the last, day or so. And we've had severe storms yesterday and dealing with severe storms right now. We also got to dive into Hillary, but let's first start up with looking at our current radar. You can certainly see that we have some showers and storms still impacting eastern portions of Pima into Santa Cruz and southern portions of Pima County as well, in and around Tucson. But let's focus now on this severe thunderstorm warning that's going to last through 8 o'clock. Reported 70-mile-per-hour winds with this cell as it looks to move off to the northwest, impacting places that just past Tubac, just past I-19. So very, very severe stuff going on. We also have a flash flood warning. You can see right at Tubac, guys, this is an inch or more that has been reported in a very, very short period of time, guys. So we're not only dealing with strong winds with some of these cells, we're also dealing with flooding. We're also dealing with a lot of lightning. Actually, earlier we saw that this was up to 300 lightning strikes in the storm, now down to 121. That's still a lot, but guys, this was packing a lot of lightning in this, impacting Amadeo as it looks head off into the Hana-Otham Reservation. Also a cell here that's deemed pretty strong, moving from the southeast to the northwest, right on the corner of the international border, Cochise and Pima County. So that'll be impacting Santa Cruz as well throughout the night, with a lot of lightning and heavy rain. And also some storms deemed strong as well, producing 40-mile-per-hour winds. But that cell does look to be weakening in the Tucson area, impacting Oro Valley now with some heavy rain and lightning. Let's summarize it all, zoom it back out for you guys. We're looking at the radar once again, so we're dealing with severe storms to the south and some strong storms mixed in there. So guys, like last night, don't let your guard down. We're going to continue to see these showers and storms in through the evening and possibly through the overnight hours. And you can see why we had those flash flood warnings there. 3.7 radar indicated rain right near where that flash flood warning is, guys. This is very, very serious rain in a very short period of time. While we have that flash flood warning, and the flash flood danger is very, very imminent with water. Please don't underestimate it, guys. Just 6 inches of fast-moving water can carry away adult. Just a foot can carry a small car, and then up to 1.5 feet to 2 feet can carry larger vehicles. So, and again, guys, this is very, very small water amounts. And a lot of times when you're looking at the road, it's a lot higher than you think. So turn around, don't drown. You may lose a few minutes, but it's better than losing your car and maybe even your life. Let's track out these showers and storms throughout the overnight hour. You can certainly see still very widespread by the 9-10 o'clock hour, moving to the northwest, especially in the west and southwest of Tucson, impacting places in central portions of Pima County, clearing out, but we still have some showers to deal with through the overnight hours that this model is picking up in eastern portions of Pima County and Santa Cruz. And it really takes till pretty much tomorrow morning for a lot of that to clear out, with still a lot of cloud cover and showers to deal with. But let's move on here. You can see that the story's not over, guys, with tomorrow. This is when we could start seeing the impacts of Hurricane Hillary here in the region. You can see by 3 o'clock we're dealing with some showers and storms just right on the outer bands of this storm, and really becoming a lot more widespread here in southern Arizona by 6 o'clock, and then still remaining pretty widespread with these heavy rain bands. Maybe a few storms embedded within that, especially in areas south and west in Tucson. It really takes, again, till about the overnight hours for tomorrow for that to clear out. And then for your Sunday, how about some more rain, more convective, more thunderstorm activity if it were going to be rain for Sunday. So look a little less widespread than what you may see tomorrow is what you could see to end your week on Sunday, more in the name of storms, and still continuing to be a prevalent issue through the afternoon hours on your Sunday. And here's the culprit, guys. Tracking Hurricane Hillary, still churning at 130 miles per hour. This is a Cat 4 monster right now with a very clear eye, meaning it's a strong one. It's just 250 miles from the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula in Cabo San Lucas, and it's en route for the Baja Peninsula. And right now, the reason why it's strengthened is, guys, it's had very, very warm water to feed off. In fact, it's over about 85-degree waters right now. For a tropical system to survive, it needs about 80 degrees or higher. So certainly meeting the criteria, but that's going to change very quickly as it looks to weaken into a Category 2 status by the next few days, and then by Sunday, a Cat 1 as it looks to approach Southern California, with cooler sea temperatures being the culprit of this weakening of the storm of just about 70 degrees, but it's going to be moving fast enough so it won't have enough time to weaken. So it is possible that it could be a low-grade Category 1 storm when it makes landfall around the southern coast of California, but more than likely probably a high-end tropical storm as it bulldozes through Nevada as a post-tropical storm. Here we go. We got hurricane warnings across the northern, western portions of the Baja Peninsula coast. We also have tropical storm warnings in and around the southern portion of the Baja Peninsula into northeastern portions of the Baja Peninsula, including Rocky Point. Let's zoom in closer to the U.S., though. Tropical storm watch is in effect, stretching from L.A. down to San Diego, gusts up to 70 miles per hour plus. Also dealing with a wind advisory for eastern portions of Southern California and southwestern portions of the state. Let's zoom in a little bit closer to home because it does affect our region here with this wind advisory in central and western portions of Pima, also dealing a bit in the western portions of Pinal and southern portions of Maricopa, and of course Yuma getting on this action. So this wind advisory is more prevalent for us, especially in areas west of Tucson. So this wind advisory is going to last from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday. That's when we could see the strongest winds. Winds are expected to be in the range of 30 to 35 miles per hour, with gusts possibly getting to 50 miles per hour. And you can certainly see that these strong winds really start to get going by Sunday. Really by 7:45 in the morning hours of Sunday, you can see those reds starting to creep up in the southern portion of the state, really getting strong by the late afternoon, evening hours when we could see those winds really peak out statewide. You can see around 50 mile per hour gusts are expected, especially in the southwest corner of the state, with Yuma predicting about 50 mile per hour gusts, as well as Gila Bend and Ajo as well, with Tucson also getting some pretty strong winds around 30 miles per hour. So the strongest winds, guys, look to be starting Sunday morning through Sunday afternoon, where we could see gusts 50 miles per hour plus. The best chance for those strong winds statewide looks to be the farther south and west you go. Say Yuma looks to have the strongest impacts from this. But guys, I'm not done. Let's talk about excessive rainfall for tomorrow. So the Weather Prediction Center actually issued a 2 out of 4 slight risk for excessive rainfall in the state. So this includes areas in the south and west of Tucson. So this includes a little bit of Santa Cruz County, central and western portions of Pima, but you can see the bullseye with the moderate, which is right on the corner of our state, impacting Yuma and southern portions of California. So expecting heavy rain, but the bullseye looking to be more to the west. You can see as you zoom in. Tucson is just at a marginal, but Sales and areas west are at a slight for the increased chance of heavy rain. You can certainly see with the precipitation forecast where you see those reds, that's 3 inches plus. Where you see some of those yellows in California, that could be 5 inches plus. But where we are, where those blues are, mostly an inch or less. And as the farther west you go, the higher the rainfall will be. So guys, wind and rain look to be the biggest threat. Rain mostly impacting us on Saturday, with the wind mainly impacting us on Sunday.
All right, thank you so much, Corey. Boy, it is a lightning show out there right now. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it. Now, let's go to the devastation in Hawaii. The death toll remains at 111 this evening, but officials are certain that number will definitely climb. At last check, about 1,000 people are still unaccounted for. They're missing. Officials are not calling them officially missing yet, but rather not located. They say some could be among the victims who have not been found yet, but others may not be able to connect with their loved ones. We're hoping that's the case. President Biden and the First Lady will be visiting the area on Monday.
And we are hearing even more stories of survivor following the Maui wildfires. Get this, a 19-year-old was one of the dozens of people who had to jump into the ocean to escape the flames.
Yeah, the video is absolutely amazing. His family lost their home and all of their belongings. Reporter Chelsea Davis talked to the teen, who says he didn't think he would escape alive.
This harrowing video captures the moments 19-year-old Noah Tompkinson thought he, his 13-year-old brother Milo,
You're gonna be okay, Milo,
and his mother were gonna die. They jumped into the ocean off Front Street in Lahaina to escape the unthinkable.
I'm just thinking about, you know, all the people's homes and all the people, all the pets, I mean, that had nowhere to go, and the fact that I grew up in Lahaina town. It was just all of those memories were kind of flashing through my head, and I was just thinking about all that and hoping that somehow all the people would make it.
All those people didn't make it. The death toll is now 111. Noah's mother, Tina, went back to their home off Pawala Place and took this photo of it burnt to the ground. Nearby, she found this fire engine, or at least what's left of it.
Seeing the before and after, that really hit me hard.
More than a week later, Noah says so many people are still desperate for donations. He says critical needs right now are families willing to house survivors, foster families for pets, and monetary donations so the people of Lahaina can slowly start to get back on their feet. He wants to remind everyone this is a marathon, not a sprint.
We just need support. We need the donations need to get to the people that are, I know there's a lot of, because of the red tape that's around the donations, those donations need to get to people, and I don't think I can stress enough like how much help.
The sheriff.
Well, the Pima County Sheriff's Department needs your help identifying 2 men they believe are connected to a robbery investigation. This story is on our website right now on KOLD.com. PCSD says these are surveillance images, as you can see on our website here, from the Circle K at Sabino Canyon from July 8th. Deputies say the 2 men started stealing items, and one of the men had a handgun. Of course, anyone with information is asked to call 911 or 88 Crime. Well, is Pima County spinning its wheels with criminal justice reform? That's what some leaders believe, including Sheriff Chris Nanos.
Yeah, the county continues to struggle with its decades-long reform effort and is jeopardizing safety at the cost of taxpayers. Chief Investigative Reporter Valerie Cavazos continues her deeper dive into the reform shortfalls.
The sheriff believes the reform effort is not where leaders expected it to be by now. We've reported the county needed to drop the inmate population by about 1,000 to avoid building a new jail. County leaders put a reform plan in motion, but a decade later, there's been little progress. So what happened? Why hasn't the full plan worked? We get some answers through information we obtained from the MacArthur Foundation. The Pima County Jail had been bursting at the seams when the MacArthur Foundation sent its people to take a tour. The private foundation had just launched its nationwide Safety and Justice Challenge to reduce over-incarceration. Sheriff Chris Nanos described their reaction.
They were very excited and wanted us to be a big part of this competitive grant.
The county had come up with 6 strategies to make it happen. Pre-arrest deflection, expanded pretrial services, improved probation practices, jail population review, STEPS diversion program, community engagement. The foundation described them as ambitious goals. Pima County nailed the grant, funding totaled millions of dollars, but when the MacArthur Foundation checked on the progress, Nanos says email exchanges that he's seen with the county revealed the foundation was disappointed.
I think they saw the same thing I saw. That their efforts were abysmal. These aren't the promises you made. For whatever reason, we're not meeting their expectations.
So were the county's goals too ambitious to carry out? Well, that's indicated in this email response from the foundation after I reached out to them. The director of criminal justice wrote, while Pima County has had success, the foundation asked the leaders to narrow the scope of their efforts to the most critical elements and pointed to the county's struggle with data collection as a critical issue. In this 2021 letter to the county administrator, the foundation wrote that the county needed to conduct a more detailed analysis to understand its performance data and assess what strategies had the most impact.
They are 100% right.
I addressed the issue with Kate Vesely, now in charge of the Pima County Justice Services Department, formerly the Criminal Justice Reform Unit.
We have really struggled around data. Most of the systems that we are using today to track people who are in the justice system were developed decades ago.
She acknowledged the reform effort so far has not measured up to expectations after a decade's worth of work.
I don't think I would necessarily say that just because the way things are right now means that it's unsuccessful. It just means the work's not done.
The sheriff says the reaction he's seen from some of the critical players frustrated him.
All I saw was patting each other on the back. I didn't see any real reform.
The jail population, he argues, is climbing. Vesely acknowledges it's difficult to prove what's working.
And we have to be holding ourselves accountable that we might have a lot of resources, we might have a lot of support, but do we have the data to be able to prove that whatever is occurring is actually effective?
All good points and ones we're continuing to investigate. The foundation also pointed to another critical issue it felt derailed progress, this one involving judges. And we'll have that in the coming weeks as we continue our investigation into Pima County's criminal justice system shortfall. Valerie Cavazos, 13 News Investigates.
Well, before we go tonight, tomorrow is your day to eat carbs. At least potatoes, that is, because it's National Potato Day.
Oh yeah, taters. There are more than 4,000 kinds of potatoes, and they have their healthy benefits of vitamin C and potassium and no fat or cholesterol. That is until you start adding the goodies. Of course, once you make them into fries and then start putting cheese, sour cream, however you like to indulge in them, the health benefits, they go right out the window. But hey, they taste good. And there you go. What's your favorite kind of potato, Ashley?
Oh gosh, I'm a sucker for some McDonald's
French fries.
fries.
Oh yeah. And I'm a sucker for mashed potatoes. I like to put a lot of butter and then more butter and then some more butter on top of that. Some sour cream, bacon bits. Oh yeah.
And then some cheese as well. Well, thank you so much for being with us for this 13 plus FastCast. As always, we appreciate you joining us both online and on social media and on our YouTube page
and
as
of course,
well.
We'll see you here at 10 o'clock on KOLD on air. Have a great night.